Hello, my name is Tommy Curbo, and I'm a board game designer in Kerrville, Texas. Today I want to show you Color Blend, a dice blending flower drafting game for 2 to 5 players, ages 10 and up, plays in about 30 minutes. Here's how you play. In Color Blend, we will be planting our dice, which are seeds, from our wheelbarrow into the community garden. So we can take flower tiles, depending on the objectives we have. The player with the most points at the end of the game will win based on the objectives. Every player will start with 3. A hard objective, an easy objective, and a medium objective. No penalty for not completing objectives, and these will be private objectives. There are more objectives that can be gained during the game. On a player's turn, they will play a die into the community garden. For example, this is the first player. They will play a red 5. The second player can play the same color if they want to participate and buy red flowers, or based on the charts, they can blend to do a different color. But this player has a red objective, so they think, I will contribute and go with red. Well, this player has an orange objective, so they don't want red, they want orange, so they will play a yellow die, which blends with red to become orange. So they're number 2 yellow now becomes the number 2 orange. Now that everybody has played a die into the garden in the planning phase, we go to the action phase. So player 1 has red. That player has red. The combined pips are 8. This player can buy up to 2 tiles if there are enough pips. And since they have this objective of red and they have 8 pips, they'll take the top one from this stack, which is a 5 red, and they'll take the 2 red. So that's 7. So they have enough pips to do that. And they can build 1 red flower, or they can build 2 separate flowers. But since they want to have a red flower with a value of 12 or higher, they will combine these and make 1 tall red flower. Next player, also red, has 8 pips. They get new tiles. Their objective is to have a red flower with a value of 3 or lower. Well, they have 8 pips, but they want the 3 to complete that objective. So they'll just take the 3. And that flips over. And the last player has orange. Their objective, have an orange flower that has a value of 3 or lower. So they only have a 2. Well, that's a 3. That's where raindrops come in. Everybody starts with 2 raindrops. They will spin a raindrop to make that +1 or -1. They'll make it +1. It's a 3. Now they can take the orange 3, flip it over. All dice go back into the community garden. Next player goes, and they want to look at their information. They're going to go with blue. This player decides they're going to do yellow, which blends with that to make purple, because they're interested in purple. And this player is going to follow with blue. Now this player is looking for a small blue, so they will take the 4 blue and end their turn. The purple player doesn't actually want any flowers. They want an objective. With a 1, they can take a level 1 or 2 objective. They want this one. It costs 1, and they want it to go for yellow, and it does give them a free raindrop just for going there. So now they have one of the raindrop. Now they have 4 private objectives, and the last player has blue. Says, well, I don't really want blue, so I'm going to use the pips on my dice, which is 3, to get 3 dice, and you have to get red, yellow, or blue, the primary colors, and they, based on their objectives, they're going to take 2 red and 1 yellow, roll them, and put them into the wheelbarrow, which will hold 8. And those are the choices when it's your turn. Buy up to 2 tiles, gain new dice, gain raindrops, gain objective, or prune a flower. Goes around the table until half of these stacks are empty. We'll finish that round, and we'll total up the points to see who has the most points. And that's how you play Color Blend.